Hello class, how are you all? Hope everybody are fine. So, we were studying the lesson transportation in animals and plants. In part 1, we have already studied about circulatory system in case of human beings. We have studied about heart, veins and arteries which forms the main organs for circulation. We have studied the diagram of heart also, which is very important on the point of examination. So let us continue the lesson, children. Let us study about excretion in animals. You all know that carbon dioxide is removed as a waste material from our body through the lungs during exhalation. In the previous lesson, respiration in organisms, we have studied about human respiration where carbon dioxide is a waste material which has to be removed from the body, and it is done by the lungs during exhalation. Also, we have studied about nutrition in case of animals. So, in that lesson, the undigested food is removed during digestion. Let us now find out how the other waste materials are removed from the body. You may wonder where these unwanted materials come from, isn't it? Yes, when our cells perform the functions, certain waste products are released. And these waste products are toxic or poisonous, and hence they need to be removed from the body. It is very much necessary to remove the unwanted materials or waste materials from our body. That is the process of excretion. What is excretion? The process of removing the waste produced in the cells of the living organisms is called as excretion. The parts involved in excretion form the excretory system. Now let us study about human excretory system. The waste which is present in the blood has to be removed from the body. So, a mechanism is there in order to filter the blood. This is done by the blood capillaries that is present in the kidneys. So, can you see the kidneys? It is bean shaped, isn't it? So, we have two kidneys which are bean shaped. A tube-like structure is there which is coming out from the kidney, that is the ureter. Ureter will end up in a bladder known as urinary bladder. Urinary bladder has a muscular tube which is known as urethra. And at the end of the tube, there is urinary opening. So, when the blood reaches the two kidneys, it contains both useful and harmful substances. The useful substances are absorbed back into the blood. The waste dissolved in water are removed as urine. From the kidneys, the urine goes into the urinary bladder through the ureter. This is the ureter, which is the tube-like structures. So, connecting kidney and urinary bladder. So, urine is stored in the bladder and it is passed out through the urinary opening at the end of the urethra. The kidneys, ureters and bladder and urethra are the organs of excretory system. An adult human being normally passes about 1 to 1.8 liters of urine in 24 hours or in one day. And what does the urine contain? The urine contains mainly 95% of water. It has got 2.5% of urea and 2.5% of other waste products. Understood the human excretory system? So, which are the organs present in a human excretory system? Kidneys, tube-like ureters, urinary bladder and urethra. We all have experience that we sweat a lot on hot summer days, isn't it, children? Yes, the sweat contains water and salts. So sometimes you can see white patches on the clothes, especially in areas like underarms. Have you all noticed? Yes. So these marks are left by salts present in the sweat. We know that the water kept in an earthen pot is cooler. You know why? Because the water evaporates from the pores of the pot, which causes cooling. So when the water evaporates from the pores of the pot, it will have cooling effect. So similarly, the same thing will happen to our body also. When we sweat, it causes cooling inside our body. That is why, children, we have to drink lots of water. So we sweat, and when we sweat, you all know that the sweat contains water and salts. Unwanted salts are removed from the body in the form of sweat. So the unwanted salts can be removed by drinking lots of water. Salts are removed from the body either through urine or sweat. So these are also the unwanted materials or waste materials present in our body. So that is why you have to drink lots of water. One important thing you must know that the waste chemicals are removed from the body of the animals, and it depends on the availability of water content in their body. Aquatic animals like the fishes excrete cell waste as ammonia, which directly dissolves in water. Land animals like birds, lizards, snake excrete a semi-solid white colored component. Have you all noticed that? Yes. So that semi-solid white colored compound is uric acid. So these animals like birds, lizards and snake excrete uric acid. Whereas in case of human beings, the major excretory product is urea. One more thing is that sometimes a person's kidney may stop working due to infection or injury or due to some accidents. As a result of kidney failure, waste products start accumulating in the blood. When the waste products are not removed from the body, it gets accumulated in the blood itself. So such persons cannot survive unless their blood is filtered periodically from time to time. It is done by an artificial kidney, and the process is called dialysis. So when there is kidney failure, the person has to go through an artificial kidney where he has to go through the process of dialysis in order to purify his blood. In order to remove the waste materials accumulated in the blood, he has to go for the process of dialysis. There, artificially, the waste materials will be removed out. Transport of substances in plants. We all have learned that plants take water and mineral nutrients from the soil. With the help of their root system, water and mineral nutrients are absorbed by the plants, and it has to be transported to the leaves. At the same time, the leaves will prepare food for the plants using water and carbon dioxide during photosynthesis. You all know that food is the source of energy, and every cell of an organism gets energy by the breakdown of glucose. The cells use this energy in order to carry out important activities of life. Therefore, food must be made available to every cell of an organism. So, how the nutrients absorbed by the root and the food prepared by the leaves are transported to different parts of the body. So, let us study about the transport system in case of plants. Transport of water and minerals. Plants absorb water and minerals from the soil by using their roots. The roots will have root hair. So this is the root hair. This is a section of root, and you can see root hair, which helps in increasing the surface area of the root for the absorption of water and minerals that is dissolved in water or in the soil. The root hair is in contact with the water present between the soil particles. So, we must understand that the transport system is present in plants also. Plants have pipe-like vessels to transport water and nutrients from the soil. The vessels are made up of special cells forming vascular tissues. So the vessels are known as the vascular tissues, and the vessels are made up of special cells. So, which are the types of vascular tissues? Xylem and phloem are the types of vascular tissues present in plants. The vascular tissue for transporting of water and minerals in the plants is called the xylem, whereas the food has to be transported to all the parts of the plant from the leaves, and this is done by the vascular tissue called the phloem. Now, what is a tissue? A tissue is a group of cells that will perform specific function in an organism. You all know about cells. All the organisms are made up of cells. So, the cells which are similar in shape and will have similar function will group together in order to form tissues. What is a tissue? A tissue is a group of cells that will perform specific function in an organism. Now, in case of plants, for the transportation of food and water and minerals, they have vascular tissues. There are two types of vascular tissues, xylem and phloem. Xylem helps in transporting water and nutrients in the plant, whereas phloem will help in transporting the food from the leaves to all the other parts of the plant. Xylem and phloem are the transport tissues present in plants. One activity is given for you children. If you have the plants with transparent stem in your house, you can just collect them and you can remove the root of the plant. Just you take the stem with some leaves in it. Place the stem in a container which contains colored water. In order to make colored water, either you can add food colors or red ink or blue ink. So that makes colored water. You have to keep this as it is for few days and observe. What may happen? Yes, after few days you can see that the water is seen in the stem of the plant. The same thing will happen in other plants also. You all know that stem will conduct water. So, the minerals which is dissolved in water also moves up in the stem in all the plants. So, along with water, it will take minerals also along with it from the soil. So the roots help in absorbing the minerals from the soil, thereby it is given to the stem, and the stem will show the movement where it will carry this minerals and water to all the other parts of the plant. Water and minerals go to the leaves and other plant parts through narrow tube-like structures inside the stem. Which are the narrow tube-like structures? That is the xylem. Xylem tubes are found inside the stem, and these will carry minerals and water, and it will help to pass the minerals and water to other parts of the plant also. The last topic of this lesson is transpiration. In class 6th only, you have studied about transpiration, where plants release a lot of water by the process of transpiration. Plants absorb mineral nutrients and water from the soil. So the water absorbed is utilized by the plants. The water evaporates through the stomata present on the surface of the leaves by the process of transpiration. The excess water from the plant body is lost from the plant body through the pores which is present in the leaves. The pores are known as the stomata. So, the water evaporates through the stomata which is present on the surface of the leaves, and that process is known as transpiration. The evaporation of water from the leaves generates a suction pull. When there is loss of water from the leaves, there is a pull created in the leaves, or it extends to the stem, thereby to the roots also. That is known as the suction pull. So, in order to understand the suction pull, you suck water through straw, isn't it? So, there is a pull created inside the straw. Likewise, the same procedure is followed in case of plants also. When there is loss of water in the leaves, there is suction pull created in the stem region, and thereby it reaches the roots also. So the roots will absorb more water from the soil. That is why transpiration is an important process going on in case of plants. And because of transpiration, cooling effect is created in the plant, because more water will be absorbed by the roots of the plants. So did you all understand the lesson, children? Yes.